Hey guys, what's up? My name is T-Space, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Tee, where you, the viewers, ask me a question relative to Battlefield 3 or off the topic of Battlefield 3. Now, today's episode is going to be starting off with a person named Trop. Hopefully I said that right. Trop has 3 questions for me, and the first question he asks about mouse sensitivity. So apparently he's having trouble finding the right one, and he wants to ask me for some tips. Now, I don't know. I guess find my sensitivity in certain games, whether that be I don't know an MMO or even in FPS, even those are completely different games, but nonetheless there needs to be some sort of a sensitivity that fits each game. Nonetheless, I do not use a ruler to I guess determine how far I need to pull my mouse left or right or blah 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 because I personally don't give a shit. I mean, I'm probably the laziest person when it comes down to finding the right perfect mouse sensitivity. And so what I do is I go into a game and I pretty much just jiggle that fucking slider, or if there's an actual numbers, I jiggle the number, basically, putting it up or down. And if it feels okay to me, then it's fucking good to me. I mean, I don't know. There's really no trick that I have that isn't already out there on YouTube that you can look up yourselves. I mean, a lot of people think that if you I guess have a lower mouse sensitivity, then you're more accurate. I mean, that's true, but at the same time you need to know how to use a lower mouse sensitivity. If it's if it's too high, then you might not know how to control that either. So all in all, I've said this many times, just play around with it. If it's too fast in a game, then change it. If it's too slow in a game, then change it. But make sure you don't change your sensitivity. Man, that's such a hard word for me to say. Make sure you don't change it too often, because if you change it too often, you're gonna second guess yourself. I guess that's my only tip for finding the right sensitivity for your mouse. I would say play with one sensitivity for, like, I don't know, 3 to 4 games, and then change it to something else if you still feel like you don't like it. And then, after that time period, then you'll start to gradually understand how you like to play the game without, even knowing it. You won't have to, do any complicated ruler stuff, even though that really isn't that complicated. But nonetheless, if you don't want to use a ruler like I do, this is how I do it. I just play around with it until I find something that, hey, this actually this feels really good. So, there you go. Now, his second question is, do I listen to any music when I play games? I would say yes and no. More or less, I listen to music when I'm playing Guild Wars, just given it's more soothing, and it's not really, or Guild Wars really isn't based off of hearing sound. But when I'm playing FPSs, I generally don't, unless I'm playing like a TDM where it's already loud and I don't really need to hear it. TDMs in Counter-Strike are extremely loud. TDMs in even Battlefield 3 can get quite loud, and I just don't really care too much in those TDMs, so listening to footsteps or hearing things, coming certain directions isn't really that important to me. But when I'm playing with friends, I usually don't listen to music, because I tend to like to listen to my friends more than listening to music, just given it's I don't know, it's better that way, for me at least. So his last question is actually a random question, he says. And he asks, what is my favorite animal? And in my opinion, what is the weirdest / funniest animal on the planet? So in my opinion, actually, I haven't really thought about this question too much, just given I wouldn't really consider myself an animal person. Not the fact that I hate animals or anything like that. It's just I don't feel like I can, I don't know, take care of an animal if I ever had one. So therefore, I don't really think about what my favorite animal is. But if I had to, go off the top of my head, whatever that lizard is called that runs across water, that would probably be my favorite animal, because that looks, I mean, I don't know, it just looks awesome. The way he just goes, blah, and he just runs across the water. It's cool. I don't know. I mean, if I had that ability, that'd be so cool. That'd be sick. Now, the weirdest animal, the first one that comes to mind is a sloth. I don't know what it is, but their fucking face is creepy as hell. It's weird and it's funny because they're like continuously smiling. Like, if I ever had a sloth for a pet, I could just imagine it killing me in my sleep with that dumbass face of his. I mean, I don't know. It just he would be killing me slowly because he moves so slow with those huge ass claws. Like he would just like scratch me to death. I don't know. I'm going off topic, but hopefully that answers all three of your questions. Now let's move on to the next question. The next question comes from John Owe. And his question is, with BF4 nearing the corner, or nearing around the corner, what is your BF3 bucket list? Now, I don't really think I have a Battlefield 3 bucket list, because I feel like I've pretty much accomplished everything that I really want to. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I've had my fill with Battlefield 3, and overall I feel like I'm ready to move on to something else. I mean, I've been playing Counter-Strike a lot now. Just given that it's more intensive, there's certain situations where your I guess adrenaline kicks in, and then you're all active and hyper and stuff off of the adrenaline and whatnot. But yeah, so for Battlefield 3, I really don't have a bucket list. It's just, I don't know, I feel like I'm done with it. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are done with it too. Just given the game has been out for a while, not as long as other games out there, but it's been out for quite a while, and it hasn't been really updated too often. So that's probably one thing that I hope Battlefield 4 will do, is that they will update it more often. Not just with minor stuff like, hey look, we got you wallpapers, woo! Or hey look, we redid Battlelog, woo! Or something like that. Something meaty. I want some content that is awesome. Like I mentioned this before in Guild Wars, how Guild Wars does this thing called the Living Story every 2 weeks. And the Living Story is pretty much free content every 2 fucking weeks. 2 weeks free content. Like, what? I don't understand. I don't understand why other games don't do this. Mainly because they probably aren't doing as well as Guild Wars is. Because Guild Wars is making bank, I have to say. They're making bank. So that's probably why they can do this stuff. I mean, if an FPS did this, I think they would go belly up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. Just given that people go through more FPSs in their lifetime than they do with MMOs. I feel like MMOs, they last a little longer than FPSs. Except for, certain FPSs that are out there, like, of course, Counter-Strike, or, I guess, Quake, or whatever, right? I mean, you guys know them. Now, his second question is, what are my thoughts on the BF4 suppression? So far I've been watching the live streams. I've been watching people post up their gameplays from Gamescom a couple days ago and whatnot, and overall I'm liking it. I mean, it looks good. From what they said that suppression doesn't really affect you at close range, which is awesome. I was always sick of that. I mean, just having a guy spray or pre-fire around the corner and then he misses 20 of his 30 shots and then gets you with the last 10, just given that you can't fight back, it's always just one of those moments where you just kind of want to punch yourself in the dick. I don't know. Maybe not. That was probably the wrong thing to say. Anyhow, I'm liking it. I'm liking how Battlefield 4 is looking. Hopefully they optimize it so people can play it on their low-end computers and stuff like that, because the more the better, in my opinion. If they do that, then I don't know. Actually, that's going on a tangent, so I won't even go there. But nonetheless, I am looking forward to suppression. But I can't really say that I'm happy with it, just given that I personally haven't played the game. Now, when the beta comes out, if the beta is the same, or if I like the suppression in the beta, but it's different when the game comes out, I'm going to be quite disappointed, because they did that with Battlefield 3, and I really do hope they I guess stay consistent with it. But nonetheless, let's move on to the next question. Next question comes from Ilya. I think that's how you pronounce your name. Maybe it's 2 L's. Well, anyhow, the question is, will I finally post some Amnesia gameplay, or maybe some Slender gameplay? Now, for those of you who have been with me for a while, you probably remember back in the day when I did a Slender gameplay. And for those of you who haven't seen it, go ahead and just search Slender gameplay on my channel. I'm pretty sure you'll find it. And hopefully you'll enjoy my pain. But nonetheless, I've been trying to get Amnesia to work with MSI Afterburner. At the moment, I haven't actually reinstalled it, given the fact that I recently kind of installed my computer a couple of weeks ago, given that, you know, I upgraded and whatnot. So the problem that I had before was that when I was recording with MSI Afterburner, it would just randomly crash, and then I would lose all my progress that I had, and it would be like an hour's worth of gameplay put to waste. And then, you know, of course, that would discourage me from doing it again, because I don't know, I spent an hour for nothing pretty much. I don't know, it just pissed me off. So I'm going to try to install it again and, you know, work out the kinks. If it doesn't work with MSI Afterburner, I'll probably use Fraps to record it, but nonetheless, it's not going to be a Let's Play. Let me get that out of the way. It's not going to be a Let's Play. I don't feel like Let's Plays are there anymore. I feel like they're kind of dull. The more popular people out there on YouTube have a more stronger following. I just don't think that you guys would enjoy watching a 30-minute gameplay of me screaming every, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. Like, it would just be like a scream every 20 minutes. Like, that's kind of boring, right? I mean, I'd scream and then it'd be silent for 20 minutes. Like, just, I don't know, that'd be kind of weird. So it'll most likely be a highlight, I guess, gameplay of me just playing through it. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I probably won't. But nonetheless, try to look for it closer to October, just given that I feel like October is kind of the right month to actually do sort of a horror type film thingamabobber, right? So hopefully that works out for me. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that when it comes out. But I do plan on doing it, just given that I know I promised it in the past, and I've been like delaying it. I've been procrastinating. I kind of forgot about it, but I'll do it. I promise. If not, you could say in future videos like, hey, T-Space, get off your ass and do the gameplay of Amnesia, okay? Because you're fucking lazy. And then I'll be like, all right, I'll do it. So hold me to that, okay? All right, so today is a very short episode, so this is going to be the last question. The last question comes from, you know, I don't even know if okay, I'm just going to call you ETV Lub, because I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. But his question is, what is the thing that I am looking forward to the most in Battlefield 4? So other than suppression, the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is the amount of customization in Battlefield 4. Now, the reason why I'm looking forward to this is because I don't want there to be a meta in this game, even though I highly doubt that there isn't going to be a meta, just given that every game has one. I just want people to use everything. That's pretty much what I am, you know, gonna do when Battlefield 4 comes out. I made it my my oath, kind of, to use every gun and not discourage any of them, whether they be overpowered or not. I mean, I'm gonna be using semi-automatic rifles. I'm gonna be using the automatic shotguns and stuff like that. I'm gonna be using everything because I want to get the full feel of this Battlefield game. I feel that, you know, I kind of halved my time in Battlefield 3 because of what I did. You know, most of you know that I didn't use the automatic sniper rifles because I felt like they were too cheap. I excluded some of the more popular weapons like the M16, M416, AEK, stuff like that, just given that I didn't like to play those guns because I thought they were overpowered or they were overused, or they were just too easy to use or something. I don't know. I just, you know, I lost touch with them. So in Battlefield 4, what I'm really looking forward to is the diversity, I guess. The diversity coupled with the customization of everything. Hopefully they did it, you know, to the point where there's no go-to gun kind of thing. I really do not want to hear commentators say, hey, everyone, this is the go-to setup. You must use this. If not, then you are bad. I mean, that's just stupid. I mean, people did that in Battlefield 3. They told you that this was the exact thing that you should use, and if you want to be good at the game, then you fucking use this setup. I mean, hell, that is dumb. I mean, you spent $60 or more to buy this game. You shouldn't go online looking at reviews for people who, you know, talk about what the best gun is and just use that gun. I mean, if you want to, that's fine, but I mean, you shouldn't base your opinion off of that. So hopefully Battlefield 4 doesn't have a meta, even though I am 100% sure there is going to be a meta. We'll just have to see. So that pretty much wraps up today's episode of Off the Tee. Now, if you have a question that you would like to ask me, please send me a private message titled Off the Tee. It makes it a hell of a lot easier for me to organize them and actually get them ready for you a lot sooner. Now, given that I only had 4 questions for today, I kind of drew them out, or yeah, I try to lengthen the video just so you guys would have enough content. So in the future, hopefully you guys will ask more questions. I'm pretty sure it'll probably pop up more, or I'll have more questions in the futures when Battlefield 4 comes around the corner and whatnot. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Hopefully enjoyed the commentary. Once again, my name is T-Space, and I will catch you guys later.